know I'm the last story, so try to stay with me if you're kind of tired, because I am. So for those who don't know me, I'm a very outgoing girl. But that wasn't always true. So let's fast forward to 4th grade. I was very self-cautious and had a really low self-esteem. And it wasn't because I felt I was too short or too tall or wasn't pretty enough. It's because I had a left damaged palate. In easy terms, that means I have a speech impediment. Basically, I tend to clash my words together, or I pronounce things awkwardly, or just speak really, really fast. So that made me really self-cautious about the way I talked or who I talked to, because I was always worried about what they would think of me when the words I said. So going into 4th grade, I promised myself. I promised that I wasn't going to show my speech impediment, that I would try my hardest not to let anyone know I had a speech impediment, because I didn't want them to judge me for what I was born with or what people classified me as having. So I hid it. I put it in the corner and I was like, I'm not going to let anyone show. The only time I'd bring attention to it was speech class. And, speech class helped me out. But before I went to speech class, I didn't know how to pronounce my G's. And my name had to be Gabi. So when people asked my name, I went Abby. And they'd be like, your name's Abby? No, it's Abby. And they didn't understand that I couldn't pronounce my G's, so it would get me really mad if they were saying Abby. It's like, that's not my name. I'm trying to say Gabi. So my mom would fix it, and she'd be like, no, she meant Gabi. And over time, speech class fixed that, obviously. I can say my name now. But 4th grade, I still felt like that very self-cautious and extremely shy girl. My 4th grade was a year of projects, and I hated it because that meant that I would have to talk in front of everyone, and everyone would realize my voice and how wrong it was. And my 4th grade teacher, Miss Drogi, she kind of realized that. She kind of realized that I was very shy when up there. I would go up there and stand in a little corner and I would really talk in a low voice and this is what I wrote on my paper. And then I would leave. I would run out and hope that no one noticed how I talked. And she kind of noticed, and she went up to the class and she was like, we're going to do group projects now. Everyone's like, yeah, and I'm the most excited. I'm like, yes, I don't have to talk as much. But that still put a lot of stress on me because I had this speech impediment and I also had a problem with perfectionism. And with the presentations, you had to get the group together, discuss what you're going to put on a poster board, make it all pretty, decide who was going to say what, and that was a lot of stress on me. 4th grade was a very stressful year. For a 4-foot and 6-inch girl, that made my hair turn gray. Not really, but metaphorically. And Miss Drogi saw that. So one day, I was in group and we were discussing, and I was pulling my hair out because these kids don't know how to listen. And she pulled me out, and I kind of talked to her about how worried I was about talking in front of people, and how I was afraid that I was going to say something wrong, I was going to screw something up, people were just going to laugh at me, and that was my worst fear. And she looked at me, and she smiled. Why are you smiling for? Is this funny? She looked at me and she smiled, and she gave me this answer. Don't let that one thing ruin your whole life. And 4th grade me stood there, and I was like, she's so true. She's so right. I shouldn't let this stop me. My whole life, I've been worried about this impediment as this mistake that I needed to fix, as this problem I needed to solve because I was wrong, because people told me I spoke different. I wasn't the normal. I had to go to class because I didn't know how to talk. So, right then and there, I decided I was going to make this presentation the best dang presentation of my 4th grade career and her career as well. So I gathered my group together and I told them the master plan. The day of presentation, 3 boring groups went before us. They just stood up there straight and all monotone. How boring. So I looked at my group and I was like, we're totally not going to do that, guys. So we grabbed our big red poster board and I grabbed some glasses. I don't wear glasses. Basically, the plan was to not just read the poster, but to act it out. Basically, how it went was we had 2 nerds and 2 not so nerdy kids. And the unintelligent kids would ask the intelligent kids questions, and we would answer what's on the poster board. And you know, it went fantastically. Austin wasn't sleeping, Johnny wasn't picking his nose, Sarah and Alexis wasn't writing notes to each other. Everyone was watching us. Even Miss Drogi had a smile on her face and glued to us. Most importantly, she had her eyes on me. And at that moment, I changed. I felt this empowerment. I felt like I was out. I did what I loved. This became my passion. I didn't once think about my speech impediment. I thought about what I loved. And what I loved then was acting and performing. So, when we did presentations that year, we all acted them out. Even Miss Drogi encouraged people to act them out. And, I bragged. I was like, yeah, I made that up. So basically, what I learned that year is that I shouldn't let that one thing ruin my life. You know, if people want to laugh at me, let them laugh. Shoot, I'm funny, why not? And basically, I changed that whole year. And Miss Drogi changed my whole new perspective on life. And, I'm speaking to you today, guys. I'm up here in front of you. What I was most afraid of in 4th grade. I'm in theater class. I'm in a play. Jane Eyre, guys. Come on. Yeah. I love creative writing and I love English. And that's all because I didn't let this one impediment stop me from doing what I love. And I encourage you not to let yours either.